Ooh, welcome everybody to another great, special, wonderful, fantastic, magical episode of the Just Too Sweet Show. I, of course, am Big Daddy Cool Tim Dollar. With me, as always, is my tag team partner, A to the Z, Eric Zant. What's going on, my friend?
Not much. Enjoying a potato crisp and ready to dive into this fantastically stupendous show.
Let me turn my TV. I am headphoneless. I am micless. So I'm going the old school way with just the keyboard, just a computer today. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I got to pay close attention. Anyway, we got a fun one for you tonight.
We do.
I have a very special music video that I'll be showing at the end. I have not shown Eric this yet.
I have no idea what's coming.
It's that special. So I hope you all stick around for that one because it's going to be one of the greatest things you've ever seen in your entire lives. And I mean that.
I can't wait.
Unfortunately, though, we are going to start out on kind of a bad note. Last week, we reported that superstar Billy Graham was on life support, and he did pass away. Not sure exactly why, what the exact cause was. Did they ever say? I don't think they ever said.
It wasn't. Didn't they? He was on life support, and I think they wanted to take him off, and because there's nothing they could do, but his wife wanted him to stay on it. But I believe, like all his organs, like his kidneys, his liver, everything, pancreas was shutting down, and that was just a matter of time. Like nothing was going to come back. So I think, from what I understand, the decision was made to take him off, and he passed away.
Oh, yeah. Eldridge Wayne Coleman Jr., born 1943. Three-time world champion. Very good friend of Arnold Schwarzenegger and a good training partner of Arnold Schwarzenegger also.
You see that pic of them?
Yeah, let's not forget they were buddies together in weightlifting and getting ripped and getting buff and
before either one of them was famous.
Yep. Yeah, because he had a full bodybuilding career. In 1961, he won the West Coast division of the Mr. Teenage America bodybuilding contest.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was all about that before he got into professional wrestling.
He was jacked, dude.
Dude, he was jacked. Yeah, of course, we as wrestling fans, we all know that he ended the extremely long title reign of Bruno Sammartino.
He dethroned him in Madison Square Garden.
In the Garden, that is correct. Yeah, and he had a little dispute with the McMahons back in the day. He disappeared for a while, came back for a couple of years, had kind of a late run with him. Not as great because he had the cane, all that stuff, and he really wasn't what he was.
No,
but yeah, he was one of the greats. He definitely was a cool dude. Unfortunately, he got mixed up with the drug thing also.
Yeah, he was on the meth for a long time.
Yeah, well, not only that though, but he got mixed up with the drug trials too.
The steroid trials, yeah.
Yeah, he was involved with that too, which, as we know, caused a lot of bullshit amongst a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just bitter back then. I think, looking back, he probably wishes he didn't do it. But
hey, well, some guys, I'm not going to say needed it, but some guys, they felt it was the only way they can get ahead.
Yeah.
But he was jacked anyway, so I don't really understand why he wouldn't really need it. Being a pro bodybuilder and all that.
I don't know. He was on the gas for 30 years, he said. From like the early 60s to the early 90s, like he just always was on steroids.
Damn, that's no good for you.
Made him sterile by the time he married the love of his life. He has 2 kids from his first marriage, but by the time he met, I think her name's Valerie, he was sterile, couldn't have any kids.
Shit, that's horrible. Well, another Hall of Famer gone. Another Hall of Famer. It wasn't really our childhood, but we know who he was. He was like our generation guy.
Yeah,
so you remember him as a youngster. So another childhood hero gone. Not a hero, just a guy. He's a good dude.
Childhood icon,
an icon. That's the word I'm looking for.
We all know who Superstar was, and we all just revered him.
That's what I meant. Icon. Wasn't a hero of mine, but he was an icon in professional wrestling, bodybuilding, all that good stuff. So, rest in peace, Superstar Billy Graham.
This RC's for you, superstar.
And also we have a couple anniversaries this past week. Last week, a couple days ago, was the anniversary of, rest in peace, my man, the Macho Man Randy Savage passing away in 2011.
Yep.
Heart attack behind the wheel. A lot of reports are saying that when that happened, he actually swerved to kind of get out of the way, but the wife had to grab the wheel and pretty much saved her life too.
Yeah.
Oncoming traffic and smashed into a tree. So that was a hard day for me. I questioned life that day. I'm not gonna lie.
You wondered what else there was to live for.
I did. I was like, why would you take the Macho Man away from me when I haven't just when he re-signed with the WWE to come back and he did his one commercial.
Yep.
He did one commercial where he had the fucking full gray. He was full gray talking about action figures. I'm like, holy shit, he's back. This is fantastic. He's gonna be an ambassador. That means, I would have had a shot at meeting him or something. And the fucking guy dies. And I'm beyond upset about that one.
And weren't there reports that he wasn't feeling good the prior days? But he didn't.
Normal just tiredness. Really nothing
to set him off. Yeah.
No, not really.
Wow, man.
Yeah. So,
but
that
you know
was
what?
2011, and it seems like it was yesterday. And I know that sounds weird talking about a professional wrestler, but he was my hero. He was my favorite. He was my
he was your dude.
I turned heel because of him.
Yeah, he was your dude, man. And another thing didn't help him. I know he did steroids on and off throughout his career, but dude, he got super jacked for Spider-Man. And he was super jacked in WCW toward the end too. And it's 50-year-old Savage, unnaturally jacked. That didn't help his cause.
And he was too he was too jacked. I like the fact that he was the small guy in WWF back in the day.
Yeah. Oh
taking it to these big guys. That's what I liked about him the most.
Yeah.
Him getting that fucking big was dude, you don't got to do this. You don't got to.
No. And dude,
he got to do that shit.
He was super jacked. He was
gross. He was grossly jacked. Some guys get gross.
Yeah.
He got gross. He did. I admit it. He was.
And he was mega. Like I said, he was mega jacked. That Spider-Man movie, man. That's the peak jacked. I couldn't believe how fucking big he was, man. I was
and it didn't fit his frame. It didn't
fit
his frame and everything. That's why he looked so bad, I think, is what it was.
Because he was what, 5'10", 5'11"? He's not 6'1". I don't care what anybody says. He wasn't 6 foot.
No, he wasn't even 6 foot, I don't think. And
I don't think he was.
Even Lanny Poffo said he wasn't even 6 foot.
No.
And he looked like he was, he had the body of a fucking 6'5", 300-pound crazy guy.
He looked like Razor Ramon, but short. Yeah. Just, it's, like one of those guys that hangs out by the pizzeria, with his tight black tank top, lives at his mother's house.
It was bad. It was bad.
So
yeah,
I remember
that day I played hooky from work. I was gonna go see a movie, and I'm standing waiting for the bus, and it fucking flashed across my phone. And I said, no fucking way. I didn't believe it. They had to go, of course, you go to CNN. CNN won't lie, but TMZ wouldn't lie. And I went there and I was like, holy shit, it's true. And
yeah,
I had a bad day that day.
I think I was in 2011. I was in. No, I hadn't gone on the shows yet, I don't think, with Smitty. I was working at Scott's when they were still they were struggling at the end of their tenure at the Scott's Resort up there. They were trying to keep open and they were trying to, act like everything was fine. And but they were struggling. But I was working overnights, walking the grounds and stuff. And I was up there when I heard it. I think in the evening or the morning, one of the two. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it shocked me. I mean, I know that everybody's gonna pass away, and I know these wrestlers, whatever, but I really always thought Savage would be like this gnarly old man in his 80s, being, oh yeah, and I just it shocked me.
Me too. And like I said, he just re-signed, so you're like, hey, he just re-signed, so
yeah, he did that video game ad.
Yeah.
And then he did, well, that was a little promo, but he did another one too, or he did a couple, one or two.
It was small high five. Grogan, by the way, Grogan, I'm so glad you are here watching, because what I have to show Eric at the end of this is going to be one of the greatest things you've ever seen in your life. Also, you were the
I can't
second
wait.
person I thought of when I found this. So Grogan, please stick around. If you can't stick around, let me know. I will send it to you personally.
I
But you
can't
have to
wait.
watch what I'm going to play at the end of the show.
I can't wait.
It's fucking. You want me to actually? You want to play it now,
Yeah,
and then we'll get to Bash at the Beach.
yeah. Let's lighten the mood.
All right, you know what? Yeah, well, you know what? All right, because we also have Owen Hart to talk about that anniversary. You want to get that out of the way first?
Yeah, Owen Hart. Yeah, because
Owen
Hart
first. Owen Hart is actually today's the anniversary when he passed away in 1999 at the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Everyone knows right now. Fucking thing failed. He fell.
yeah.
Really, really far,
Oh,
and he fell really weirdly too because he kind of fell laying down but not laying down, and he fucking slammed into the neck into the turnbuckle, which I can't even imagine the amount of pain that must have felt like.
Because they said there's a chance, like if he fell flat or fell like on his somehow without hitting his head like that, with that sudden snap, like he might have like just broken the shit out of himself.
Could have been paralyzed. I mean, if he could have fucking laid flat back like a fucking wrestler, you never know. He might have lived.
You never know, but like
the
way he did it, it was over. Like there's just blood coming out everywhere. He
hit that corner, and that was the end of it.
They said his heart had like a rip in it, like it just like tore his heart like right in half. Can you imagine, dude? Like, wow.
Don't even want to know.
No.
Yeah, that happened actually live on a pay-per-view, and I remember I didn't see. I was watching the pay-per-view. I was sneakily watching through someone's window. Yes, I was kind of that pervert guy because I was walking past to go pick up Sam from. She was working in Baskin Robbins at the time, and she was working late. I was gonna go pick her up from work and bring her back, and as I'm walking by, I saw the big TV with the fucking screen on, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's the pay-per-view!" So I was like, "Let me stand here for a minute." And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, "Why do they keep showing JR and the King all the time? Like, what the hell's going on?" Couldn't figure it out. And then when we got to there, she got the phone call from my cousin Jill, who told me that Owen Hart died in the fucking ring. I was like, "No way!"
Oh, so you saw the commentary when you were walking by when they were like trying to like. Somehow
it was one of those things. Like I'm sure, like every other wrestling fan, you didn't believe it at first. You're like, dude, this is a real sick gimmick.
Yeah,
this is a real sick storyline to be saying the fucking guy died.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think because what happened? Where was I? I don't know. I don't even know if I was watching it or not. But like, I wasn't watching it. I definitely wasn't watching it. I was wrestling, I believe. I think I had a match that night. And I only found out Monday morning when I came to work. Shane Bowen told me. But yeah, it was fucking fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Really fucked up. Like,
and we all know the legacy too, you know, this I'm not saying it ruined Bret Hart, but it took him out of wrestling. He didn't want to really wrestle no more. He went to WCW. He saw what a shithole that place was with no direction, and he just fell out of love with wrestling. He didn't want to wrestle anymore because of that. Then Ogor kicked him in the face and gave him a stroke and ended his career anyway. The Hart family, Martha Hart, fucking despises blames the Vince and the WWE for. I mean, it wasn't their fault. It was an accident.
Fault. He was working for them, and you know,
if you're gonna blame somebody, you blame the fucking company that put the rig on.
Yeah, you should be getting millions of dollars from them, and not from Vince. Like, you know, I mean, that's just. And you should, when we watch that Dark Side of the Ring, and you could hear those kids just like brainwashed, like it's like they were sheltered from the outside world and only taught WWF or WWE is bad, and like they're just so. They grew up so bitter. It's like they're not even like real humans. It's like they're just these bitter
like
kids.
Robots. Bitter robots. Yeah.
And Owen wouldn't want that, man. None of the Hart, like they don't talk to Bret hardly. They don't talk to fuck her, man. Fuck Martha Hart.
Well, Bret came out and was pissed off because she refused to release any footage, pictures. You know, they can use only very little of what they have of him.
Yeah.
You know, they can use pay-per-views but they can't use it any other way other than to show it like as a pay-per-view, as a match. Like they can't take footage and use it for something different or a tribute or anything like that. Can't do it.
I hope that she fucking like is driving down some road in Saskatchewan or whatever fuck she live, Calgary. I hope an avalanche hits and just fucking buries her. Fuck her, man.
Well, just for spite, she gave the rights to fucking AEW, who has like the Owen Hart tribute tournament on a I don't know if it was every year so far, but they did have one. Don't know if they have it again, but Owen Hart made me think of AEW.
How dumb is that? That's just
it is dumb.
And
That's
you know
spite.
she got money for it.
That's spite. That's just pure spite.
She's a fucking gold digger. She's just
And
making money off her dead husband.
Yeah, even fucking Grumpy Brett's like, dude, it's I want my brother to be remembered, not all his shit being held back and not allowed to be used. It's wrong, and that caused riff. And she don't even speak to the Hart family anymore.
No, she has nothing to do with the Hart family. But yet she'll ride their name, ride that. And she's got, like you said, her son's all bitter and robotic, and her daughter, she's probably just as stupid. Fucking Martha Hart. Fuck you. Your name's Martha. Number one. Fuck off. Number
Why'd you
two.
say that name? Why'd you say that name?
Yeah, like.
All right, so that was 1999. So
know.
that fucking seems like yesterday also, which is absolutely
too bad. Too bad she couldn't accidentally drink poison.
Accidentally. All right. So I said before we talk about Beach Bash '93, I'm gonna lighten the mood a little bit with something that I found. It is one of the most ridiculous things you're ever going to see. It's one of the funniest things you're ever going to see.
I love it.
And there's really no way to explain it except to play it.
Let's do it.
That is what I'm going to do. Let me make sure it's all set up. Got good volume. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is a little something I found called.
Excuse me.
Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. It's a song.
What?
A song. And a little music video. Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant.
Look at all the LJN wrestlers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is for you. Eric, this is really for you. You're going to fucking love this. Well, you're going to love it, you're going to hate it. It's one or the other.
Okay. I'm in.
Here we go. Let's have a gander.
Let's have it.
Is it loud enough?
You can turn up a little.
We came over to Grandma's house, 'cause we don't have cable TV. We are silent, unlike the crowd, as our heroes brought to his knees. Why did we ever think he could win? Looks like there will be a new champion.
Uh-oh.
But then Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. A moment in slow motion as time was flying. They said it was impossible. It's 520 pounds. I think we just saw a miracle, like the ones that Mother talks about. He drops the leg, we jump to our feet.
And that's a blue shirt referee. He's the rare one.
90,000 people count to 3. I can't believe Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant. A moment in slow motion as time was flying. And as the song
Oh, just take off Marshmallow. You hit him, Skeletor? Oh, Vader. Oh, my God.
We are screaming with the crowd. I do not know this right now.
You got Boss Hog? The Joker? The Indiana Jones guy, right? No, not Godzilla. Yeah, it's Godzilla up in the slab.
Remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. A moment in slow motion as time was flying. Remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant? A moment in slow motion as time was flying.
That is, wow. That might be
How
the
fucking
greatest.
great is that?
That might be the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I know we were talking in the chats about greatest sad songs. That's going to be right up there. You know why? Because it's a happy sad song.
It is.
Happy sad song.
And hats off to whoever wrote that. Hats off to whoever performed that. And hats off to whoever choreographed out. I mean, that was ridiculously good.
It was very well done.
It was very well done.
So once I heard that today, I was like, I heard someone say that they recorded a song called that, and I was like, I have to find this song. And then I Googled it, and I was like, there's a music video too. And I watched it, and I laughed for all fucking 3 minutes.
Dude.
And I said, we are playing this. I don't care what kind of copyright there are. I don't care how much we get in trouble. I said, I am playing this video. And I hope the person who created that, whoever you are, appreciates the fact that we shared that video.
Dude, I'm my hands are up. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
See, maybe we should have saved it for the end because I just want to go home and watch Andre the Giant slam Hulk Hogan.
I do. I want to watch WrestleMania 3 now. I want to watch the whole thing.
Oh God, it was
How
so great.
That was great. That was fantastic.
Maybe we'll play it again at the end on the way out before we hit the Pop Culture Pros goodbye list or whatever.
Play us out to it, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic though. Good for
awesome.
You guys. I'll get the name of the people who did it, and we'll give them the proper credit.
I'm almost like, I don't know if I can go on. Like, I'm just, I'm completely fulfilled with life right now.
That's how I felt. You feel fulfilled. You're like, wow, I'm done. I can go to sleep now, and because this day's over.
I can take it like a week off. Like it's just, it's that was the greatest thing I think of. I don't know. I have so many emotions going through me right now. Like playing with wrestlers when I was a kid, hearing that song, feeling that moment.
Well, that's why I said this is among my greatest sad songs of all time now. But it's a good sad song, not a bad sad song.
It's a good, yeah. It's like Elton John's Tiny Dancer. Like it's, it's kind of like that. It's not, but it's great.
Well, you know what that video does?
I can't argue with you, Shivani. I can't argue with that, Tim. That might have been the greatest night in the history of our podcast. Like that's.
So you know what? We will replay it at the end. We might replay these every show. Might.
I think we have to play it at least once a month.
Until we get sick of it.
Until we get sick of it. Then we got to play it. Then we just got to like force ourselves to.
Hopefully we can find another something along those lines.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking now. Like I'm going to be searching for shit like this.
It's fucking fantastic. I'll see if I can find the person who did it. So like I said, so we can give them proper credit.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to our pay-per-view of the week. Last week we started out. We said we were going to watch all the Bash at the Beaches because Dark Side of the Ring, which starts this week. By the way, is this tonight? Does it start tonight?
Was it the 27th? It started.
Oh, next week. It starts next week.
Or wait,
yeah, Dark Side of the Ring.
I don't know. You know what? You go on, and I'm going to do the research while we're.
I think it starts next. I think it said the 27th. I think you're right.
Yeah, but I might be wrong. Like,
but with Dark Side of the Ring starting, they're doing the episode Bash at the Beach 2000, which was a very controversial. So we decided, why not watch all the Bash at the Beaches and see how ridiculous they were back in the day? Of course, the first two were not called Bash at the Beach; they were called Beach Bash, Beach Blast, Beach Bash, whatever. Last week we did 1992. Today we're going to be talking about 1993. And I have to say, 93.
This was a shit year for WCW too. Like it was.
Yeah, this wasn't a fantastic
No.
pay-per-view. This wasn't as good as 92 was.
No, the pay-per-views just got worse until Hogan turned. Like they were just terrible pay-per-views.
They were a year away from Hogan, right? Hogan came in 94.
90. He came in 90, but when he turned though in 96.
Oh, 96. That was
Even the pay-per-views he was on were shit. Like
yeah,
they were all the monster truck
and Flair just got back from WWE.
Flair just got back, but they're like pushing the Giant off the side and like, come on, man. Like they were just trying to keep up with Vince, who really wasn't doing much at that point. Like you had like Adam Bomb and the 1-2-3 Kid, and the new generation just wasn't getting over. Like,
yep.
And I hate saying this.
For wrestling.
Well, I hate saying this, but like during that time, like Brett was the only one getting over. Like, and then finally Shawn started getting over. Like, so they were both. That was the Brett and Shawn time to shine. Like, because they were the only two really. Because Diesel, as much as I like Diesel and Kevin Nash or whatever, like, dude, he just wasn't getting over, man. He was not, and it's really no fault of his. Like, he either came too early or too late with his championship. But when he got to WCW, he soared. That was perfect. But like I felt like, you know, this era, like really Brett and Shawn were the only two that were like that mattered of anything. Like if you're looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brett was way over. Like Brett was way over. If it wasn't for him, dude, they wouldn't have gotten through this.
Oh, speaking of Brett too, he was on his episode of Treasures was on this Sunday too.
I saw it.
Yeah, they went looking for his jacket that he wore against Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8, which they found.
They found it. That guy had
awesome. They gave the guy let them borrow the jacket, and until they said, well, we're gonna borrow it and give it back to Brett because Brett really wants the jacket, and the guy actually gave the jacket up, knowing
only because it was going to Brett. He said if it was not, he would not have done it.
Yep.
And he said it wasn't even about the money because they offered him $10,000 and whatever, and he's like, well, whatever. The money's not the issue. The issue is that if it's going to Brett, I'm good. What else did they do? They did
the glasses from the Swan Joe Screwjob, which were fake.
Were fake. They were proved.
Poor Peter Rosenberg. Peter Rosenberg, I know. He's in my building.
Is he really?
I see him all the time. I see Rosenberg all the time. Good dude, nice guy. But he got screwed because he thought he had the real glasses. He got faked out.
He did too.
Not the real glasses. And then the final thing was the Jim the Anvil Neidhart jacket from when they were tag champs.
Yeah, back in 89 or 90, right?
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. They found that also.
Yep. Chris and Tammy premieres May 30th.
That's the first one.
So that will be, what's today, the 23rd?
And then they're already saying that the Marty Jannetty one is absolutely bonkers.
I heard that, and I heard that the Abdullah the Butcher one's going to cause some controversy.
Really?
Yeah, I heard. I read somewhere. I was deep diving, and I went deep.
He's dead, right?
Abdullah's alive.
Oh, he's alive.
But he has that whole thing going with that Devin Nicholson, that Hannibal guy. Like Hannibal sued him because they. Okay, do yourself a favor and go to Hannibal. Type in Hannibal Abdullah the Butcher on YouTube and watch that whole thing because, you know, Hannibal was just a big indie wrestler and he was on the rise and he did like hardcore matches and stuff and bled. Well, he was in Puerto Rico with Abby and like you could see Abby like hitting him with the thing, but they were both bleeding and both cut themselves. And so anyway, he got hepatitis C from Abdullah the Butcher, supposedly. And Abdullah wouldn't test for it, saying he didn't have it. Finally, it was proven he had it. And he lost a lawsuit, and he's supposedly supposed to pay Devin like millions of dollars, but he never did. But then the whole thing got turned back around on Devin because he started acting weird. The Hannibal guy, Devin Nicholson, Hannibal, he does those shoot interviews. He's the one that talks like this. When you wrestled Sid Vicious, did you notice that he over? That's how he talks, dude. And you're just fucking sitting there, and you can even see the wrestlers going like, no, Sid's a good guy. You know, it's like fucking, they humor him, but like I think he's a douchebag. And Jim Cornette and Brian Last fuck with him a lot, which is great. But no, he supposedly got hepatitis from Abby, and that like downturned Abby's stock. but he denies it to the day. But anyway, that kind of got forgotten about, I guess. But Superstar Billy Graham was a good friend of Hannibal. He was on his podcast or on his show a lot. He interviewed him a lot.
Cool.
And he would say, like, Abdullah the Butcher, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, how Superstar talked. It was so great. Anyway, I'm done. Go ahead.
That was great. Yeah, all right. So let's get to this one. Beach Bash 93. This was not as good as Beach Bash 92 by far.
No.
This was not a good pay-per-view. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I watched it today, but I'm looking at to go back. The best match was the Hollywood Blondes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Horsemen.
Yeah, I was gonna say Austin and Pillman.
They and we'll talk about that when we get to it, because you realize something after you watch this match or something. Well, the opening match, we had Paul Orndorff defending his world television title against Ron Simmons with a bunch of really weird stipulations. If Paul Orndorff got disqualified, he has to give up the belt. Okay, sometimes they do that. But if Ron Simmons threw him over the top rope, he's disqualified? That's a weird stipulation.
I thought they always...
And that's how the match ended. He threw him over the top rope, and got disqualified.
I thought WCW implemented that anyway. If you threw somebody over the top, yeah, that was you never knew that. Oh, you never watched it.
No, I never knew that was a real thing.
One of the rules in WCW was if you got caught throwing somebody over the top, you got disqualified.
Why? Why doesn't it make any sense?
A lot of territories had that rule. Like there were some weird
territory.
Dude, there were some weird rules. Like if you dive deep into the territories and watch, like Portland is different, and like St. Louis had all these different rules, and Mid-South had all these different, like, not big ones, but just like little subtle things. Like, like I think Mid-South, a title could change hands on a count out or something like that. And like I think Portland only had I think every match was like an hour. I don't know. There's just different stuff. But yeah, that was one of the stipulations in WCW at the time. Getting thrown over the top rope was an automatic disqualification. But that doesn't make sense. Like you're saying, if that's the rule, why does it only pertain to Ron Simmons?
Yeah,
in this match.
Well, that's just how it because he threw him over the rope, so he lost. But this match is exactly what you thought it was to be. Just two stiff guys kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. Just two stiff guys just pounding on each other.
I didn't watch highlights of this one, I'll be honest, but I kind of tried to remember it. Because these are two legitimate tough guys. Like,
yeah.
And neither one of them, as far as I remember, neither one of them was like budging either. Like,
oh, and you know what? I forgot something about last week about 92.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of blocked it out. They were having a bikini contest with Medusa and Missy Hyatt.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, Medusa I never thought was anything special.
I never thought she was attractive at all. She was kind of like
Missy Hyatt is probably the most annoying person in the history of wrestling.
Well, all she is she's like a trailer park skank that sells fucking pills. Like that's what she is. Yeah.
So she got upgraded from bikini contest 92 to fucking color commentating, not color commentating, doing interviews in 93. Yep. I was like, what the hell were you guys thinking? Because she is horrible.
Oh, she's terrible. She was sleeping with half of the staff. That's how she got on there.
That makes sense to me now, because there's no reason this woman should be on TV.
Dude, I when I started wrestling in 97, I even talked to like guys that used to be in the business that like fucked her. Like and then a couple guys that didn't were like, dude, she is the nastiest, dirtiest skank I've ever met in my life. Like
worst. Do you think who's gonna be worse, her or Sonny?
Her.
Yeah.
Her. Because Missy would fuck this guy and then like go out and do something and then go to another locker room and fuck another guy and then like suck this guy's dick and like dude, she was a complete skank. Like a complete like total whore skank. Which hey, I guess you're not allowed to shame fucking sluts anymore, but dude.
Well, we're talking about 93, so it's all right. It's still okay.
It's still okay, yeah. Fuck you, whore.
So yeah, she's running her mouth throughout this thing. I'm like, I can't watch her. I have to. She has no personality. She has no microphone skills. She was just. I'm like, why are you here? So, but now I know why she was there.
She had big fake tits.
Yeah.
She's fucking butt ugly. She looked
Yeah,
like
she was butt ugly.
She looked like a goldfish or something. I don't know, man. Like,
Second matchup, tag team match. Too Cold Scorpio and
oh
Marcus Alexander Bagwell, who we talked about again. We talked about last week.
yes,
And
these
when they
guys were a good
announced him-
tag team. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. But when they announced him, he was WCW Magazine's Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Marcus Alexander Bagwell. I was like, whoa, look at Buff before he became all gross.
And he was like had like the coif haircut and
Yep.
like
He
you
looked
said,
good.
he wasn't super jacked up. He was built, but he was not, a good looking.
No, he was good looking built. Like he had a nice body, nice frame.
Yeah,
He wasn't all disgusting, like jacked up in all the wrong places.
Yeah, no, he wasn't
Like Buff, like Buff Bagwell was.
Yeah, he was Marcus Bagwell.
Yeah. Do you remember who they fought, Derek?
They fought. Was it Harlem Heat?
No. I'm gonna tell you who they are. I'm sure you're gonna know who they are. Later on. Tex Schlesinger and
Shanghai Pierce, my favorite WCW tag team. Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Who later became
Henry O. Godwin and Phineas I. Godwin.
Yep.
But
they
dude,
became the Godwins.
Tex Schlesinger was Phineas.
They wore a mask.
And Shanghai Pierce wore the mask. That was Hog Godwin, Henry O. Yeah. Dude, listen, you get a true feel of how big those guys were too.
They were pretty big.
Like they're two fucking big old boys.
This was a pretty cool match though. 12 minutes,
right.
48 seconds. It didn't seem like 12 minutes.
Was Jesse commentating?
Yes, Jesse was.
Did he call them the Texicans?
I think he did.
Yeah, because I remember that. Like he used to call them the Texicans.
Yeah. It was a pretty decent match though. I said, and again, Bagwell was good before he became buff. And he couldn't fucking move because he was too built.
Yeah. Did Too Cold come out to Here Comes Too Cold Scorpio? Boom.
No, they had music together.
Oh, okay.
They had together music, yeah.
Dude, you got another thing we got to look up sometime is the Too Cold Scorpio video from WCW. Dude, it's
I think every week from now on we're gonna play a music video at the end.
It's fucking phenomenal, dude.
So,
it is fucking phenomenal.
But see, I didn't know who Tex Schlesinger and Shanghai Pierce were until they got in the ring, and I'm like, that's a fucking Godwin.
Yep.
And then I had to go look it up. I was like, holy crap, it's a Godwin. So, Bunker's chiming in.
You did. You said that last week.
Yes.
Was she?
Did he have the stuff?
Did she have a lot of pills? Is that why he was banging her? Like,
next up, this is your match. This is your match, Eric. Lord Steven Regal with Sir William Dundee.
Sir William
defeated Eric Watts, son of
Bill
Cowboy
Watts.
Bill Watts,
who was a legitimate wrestler in college, by the way.
But he was not good in this match. I think it's just maybe he was in the ring with Regal, and Regal made him look that bad.
Well, Eric Watts had a lot of nepotism going on because Bill Watts was running WCW at the time. Yep. He gave Eric a shot. Eric wasn't terrible because I actually like Eric Watts. But he is nowhere in the league of Regal. And
Regal said at the end of the match, he goes, "Oh, this is supposed to be your golden American boy," and slapped him around like he was nothing. I was like, "Oh, good for you."
Oh, dude, yeah, he embarrassed him. Dude, honestly, for real, he embarrassed because Regal just outclassed him in that ring. He did. I remember that match.
Bunker, by the way, if you're gonna stick around to the end of the show, we're gonna replay a video we played before, and you're gonna like it too.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. Next up, which was the worst match of the evening, Johnny B. Bad versus Max Payne.
Max Payne. Oh my God.
This was a shit show. Let me tell you, I was trying to find the clip too to play it, and I couldn't find it. Bad hits him with a drop kick. And it's like mid drop kick. Max Payne forgot what he was supposed to do. So he gets kicked. There's a good 1.5 seconds pause, which in wrestling is a lifetime. Then he goes, and he falls out of the ring over the rope. I went, what was that? I was like, what just happened? It was like a late reaction. Once I saw that, I was like, worst wrestler I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
How was this guy on TV? That's why I even said.
Wasn't he Man Mountain Rock for a while in the WWF?
Hang on, let me check.
During that 1, 2, 3 Kid Diesel Adam Bomb era.
Yes, he was Man Mountain Rock.
Yeah, because he was a flash there quick. Like he'd come out and play guitar.
Yes, he played guitar. He could play guitar here too.
Yeah, he's a big fucking piece of shit. I guess I don't know.
Here we go. Just for fun, all his ring names. I like doing this because this is fun.
It is
He
fun.
was the Beater, the Blacksmith, Buffalo Peterson, Heavy Metal Buffalo, Lucifer Payne, Man Mountain Rock, Maximum Pain, Max Pain, Max Pain, Max Pain, all with different amounts of X's in the name. 6'6".
He's a big guy.
350 of complete uselessness.
Yeah, he's a big sack of shit.
Wow.
Giant sack of shit.
I'm going to find that clip and I'm going to post it. He literally gets kicked and it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to come out of the ring. And then he falls back. What just happened?
I got a bump?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Right after I saw that, I went, not watching the rest of this piece of shit. I'm fast forwarding it.
No, I mean, John. I mean, let's just be honest. Mark Merrow sucks. Like
Mark Merrow sucked too. Yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah. Johnny B. Bad sucked. Mark Merrow sucked. Like he was just uninteresting.
Sucked. He just sucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said next up was my favorite match of the night of this pay per view: the Hollywood Blondes taking on the Four Horsemen of Arn Anderson and Paul Roma. Who the fact that he was in a Horseman for even 5 seconds is a miracle to me.
Isn't that crazy, dude? He was a horseman.
He was a horseman.
How fucking crazy is that he was a horseman?
This was for the tag titles. The Blondes were the tag champs.
Yeah.
But see, now I'm watching this match and I'm thinking to myself, this is what's funny about this. WCW, whether it's Bill Watts or Eric Bischoff or whoever, told The Undertaker, no one will ever watch you wrestle.
Yep.
Steve Austin, you're never going to be higher than whatever. We don't need you. You can go do whatever you want to do. And they fired him.
Mm-hmm.
And told Triple H, too, you're never going to move up above this, but, I'll give you guaranteed money. If you leave, you're stupid because, you're not going to become anything in WWF.
Yeah. Basically, the ultimate mid-carder he would have been.
Those three guys alone, there's more, but those three guys alone right there shows you how fucked up WCW was.
And what did they do? What did they end up doing? Those three rose by the time 98 came around. Because, of course, they're like, oh, we were beating WWE, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you beat them for 83 weeks. Fine and dandy. You had the hottest gimmick going. You had billions of dollars you could spend on stealing all this talent. And, of course, everybody's going to go turn the channel to see all these different because they were WWF guys. That's why you were watching it. But it wasn't going to last. It was just like when you dump the sherry in the pan and it goes, and then it's over. Because, dude, Triple H, Steve Austin, and The Undertaker were the three key people responsible. Because you're talking Taker's rise, DX, and Austin. Austin eclipses both of them, by the way. But both of them were more significant than even WCW. Dude, those were the guys that buried WCW. They were the guys responsible for the WWF climbing to what it is.
And I'll even give WCW a minor piece of, because Triple H was still new. So maybe they were just like, we don't know. All right, maybe.
But Regal saw something in him.
Oh, he did. He did. Yeah, absolutely. He's the one who told him go to Connecticut. You'll get hired right away.
Yeah.
Undertaker, maybe they just couldn't find a gimmick for him. Okay, fine, whatever. But Austin,
I still think he could have got. Oh, Austin, yeah, no, come on.
But Austin is, when you watch all this stuff, first of all, he's a way better wrestler in WCW than he was in WWE.
Oh, he was a way better wrestler. Yeah,
phenomenal wrestler. And I think the fucking gimmick he had was great. I thought Stunning Steve was a great
Stunning Steve was awesome.
So it's like, what do you mean you can't do nothing with him? What do you mean he's never going to get above TV champ or US champ? It's like they really had no fucking vision.
They blew it there, man. Like, dude, Undertaker, I still think is mean Mark, or if they marketed him right, he would have been great. I think he would have been great. I just think they were too worried about the Road Warriors. I think they were too worried about Sting. And you know what? As much as I like Sting, he just didn't. He listen. Sting wasn't the reason WCW won that. We're ahead in the ratings. It was Hall and Nash, dude. It was Hall and Nash. And
don't forget, Hall and Nash, dude, they were WCW guys also who were allowed to leave because, we don't see nothing for you. Really?
Yeah. They let Nash go. They let Hall go, and they were smart. They went up north, got way over. And then when Eric Bischoff got the checkbook, I mean, let's be honest, Tim. Let's just be honest, dude. If we're working, I mean, I can't compare it to like this, but like if we're working for, fucking Steve Grogan's promotion and we've been lifers at Grogan's promotion, he pays us well. But then Faraci's promotion comes up and is like, listen, what are you making now? 150 a year? How about 950 a year? I'd be like, sorry, Grogan.
Yeah.
Peace. Because,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
1 year or 2 years, even if you live frugal, you're going to set the rest of your life.
Look, say what you want about Hall and Nash, but they were perfectly honest.
They were.
They were like, look, we sold out. I have friends, but now I want the money to take care of my kids, and that's why they left. And my favorite quote from Nash was, he goes, when we left WWE, you thought we were going to this juggernaut of a company. No. We were going to fucking the Dungeon of Doom. We were going to the giant getting thrown off a fucking building.
Yeah.
We were going just to, to this horrible place. They did it just for the money.
It was Dungeon
and
of Doom.
They fully admit that.
Yeah, Dungeon of Doom, Glacier, fucking like all this dumb shit. Like, and they fucking turned it around, dude.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of money.
But you have a point. We don't hate Vince. It's just time for him to go. It's just time for him to move on.
Yeah, Vince just needs to take his little like wax pencil mustache and
go live on your island somewhere.
Go to Florida and live next to Faraci and Bunk and you. And
Jesus,
Faraci promotion is legit gay porn. You might not be wrong, Bunker. Just saying.
Anyway, this match was a great match. I mean, you had 3 fantastic wrestlers and Paul Roma. I'm not going to give Paul Roma credit for this match.
And dude, here we go again. Like, you have homework, Tim. You need to watch Hannibal and Devin Nicholson and the Abdul the Butcher thing, and you need to go watch Paul Roma shoot interviews where he shits all over everyone. He has not a good thing to say about anybody in WWF, anybody in WCW, anybody anywhere. Dude, he is the most bitter. You're going to think Brett is like fucking Mother Teresa when you're done watching Paul Roma. I'm not kidding you. You're going to think Brett's Martha Stewart. Like,
he's probably like, I took all those steroids and I never got my shot. That's probably what he's thinking.
Well, dude, he's only like 5'4". You know what I mean? How many steroids do you need? You get 200 pounds, you look like fucking, you look like fucking hawking animal, like.
Let's see, Paul Roma. Let's see.
Paul Centropani or something, or
5'11", 235.
There's no way he's 5'11". I've seen him before. I've seen Paul Roma at I think it was in Syracuse at an indie show. I'm pretty sure. Or no, it was Allen. Was it Allentown? I don't know. Either way, I saw Paul Roma, and he is about, I don't know, here on me. I'm not kidding you. He was, he's like that tall.
He's wee.
He's a wee little man. Hi, Paul Roma.
And so I said, after this match, it was all downhill.
Oh, yeah. No, after this,
next match, we had another Iron Man match. 2 years in a row they're throwing out there. Rick Rude versus, again, by the way, this is his second 2 years in a row. This must be his thing. And this was against Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes, yeah. I remember that.
For the WCW United States. And they did it again with the fucking draw. It's a draw. They finished 1-1.
That's Bill Watts. I'm telling you, that's Bill Watts.
That's like, holy shit. And it wasn't a good match.
Bill Watts' mentality was he thinks that by doing a match like that and not having a clear winner, they're going to watch the next one, which I guess at certain times it would have, but like now in the pay-per-view era that this is in, I don't think they'll do that. I think, when you go, okay, so you're in Mid-South, you're in Shreveport, Louisiana, and Eric and Tim go to a draw and they advertise us for Baton Rouge in the next month, they're all going to come. But like on pay-per-view, it's just like, I paid $35 for this. I don't want to see this again,
And that was 30 minutes long. Don't forget, it's a 30-minute
match. You have to sit there for a half hour.
You have to watch these two wrestle for half an hour to a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, and let's face it. How much can Dustin Rhodes and Rick Rude really do together? Like a rude awakening, a suplex, a wag the hips. Dustin does the hang 'em horn thing and fucking does a bulldog or two. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Dustin. He's great. So was Rude. I love Rude. I'm fans of both. But like 30 minutes of those two, just I think
even them two together is not good.
No, there's only a handful of guys that you can watch for 30 minutes, man, and they're not two of them.
And again, here they go again with two pay-per-views in a row. The world title is not the final match.
Nope.
And why the final match is the final match, I don't understand, because that's not even for the titles either. But this one, the world title match is Ric Flair versus Barry Windham for the title, and this is Ric Flair's return to WCW.
And Wyndham's the champion, right?
Yeah, Windham was the champion. Ric Flair beats him 11-15. Not a great match. Beats him in a really odd fucking way.
I can't remember how that ended.
He puts the figure 4 on him, and then he's with the ring in pain, and fucking Nick Patrick calls the 3 count because his shoulders were down. But the way he did it, it was like 1, 2, 3, a complete silence, and Nick Patrick didn't know what to do. Then finally he jumps up and goes, ring the bell. His shoulders were down. Ended the match. It's like, did you just fuck the ending up of the world title match, dude? Well, it seemed like he did.
I thought it was legit though, because here's another thing in NWA.
No, it might have been legit, but the way Nick Patrick did it, he counts to 3, but doesn't jump up right away and be like, ring the bell, the match is over. He kind of like looks around like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, by the way, I think you should ring the bell because the match is over.
In the NWA, dude, they used to count you down in the figure 4. And they would count you down, and if you went to 3 and then you were unresponsive, they'd ring the bell. I think that's probably what happened. That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick that they used.
Well, you watch it when you get a chance. You let me know if he fucked that ending up.
I never saw that.
It seemed very. No one cared. Like no one cared.
So this isn't a Barry Flair match from like '87.
No,
that tore the house down.
No,
this is like a what the fuck. Like
that's how the ending. That's why I thought the ending got fucked up, because it was like, all right, he's 10-time world champion now. Okay, big fucking deal.
Maybe they were fuck you and Jim Herd too.
The only 2 excited were Ric Flair and Jesse Ventura. They were the only 2 excited about becoming his 10-time fucking champion. Everyone else was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, next match, maybe.
That's why I look like the ending was fucked up. And then finally, again, why this is the fucking main event, I have no clue. Sting and Davey Boy Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Against Big Van Vader and Sid Vicious.
Yeah, the Masters of the Powerbomb.
The Masters of the Powerbomb.
I remember this one.
Fucking 17 minutes long.
Just
bad.
Yeah, another one.
Just bad wrestling.
This match shouldn't have gone more than 8-10 minutes.
This should have been the first match. I hate to tell you.
Should have been either the first or the third.
Yeah.
Because the third match is important too. Remember, the first match is important because that gives you the third match is important because you're building up to the midway through. The match before intermission should be a barn burner. The match after intermission should be a tag match, and then you have the main event. Like your grudge match should be right before the main event, and then you have the main event. Like this is like Bill Watts. This is probably where Bill Watts and Bischoff were like pulling at each other, So that'd be my guess.
This was just a shit match. It just really was terrible.
I remember. I saw it.
And this one ended too with a really odd Davey Boy Smith backslide, but not the backslide like this. The one where you jump up on, like, it looks like it's gonna be a sumo drop, but then you bring him down to pin him.
Oh, he did like the like the crucifix.
Yeah, like that. And it came out of nowhere because it looked like a botch, and then he's like, "Well, let me just jump up there and pin him." Jumped up there, brought him down. It was 1, 2, 3. It was over. I'm like, "What kind of fucking ending is that?"
Yeah, that's dumb. That's so dumb.
It was dumb. It was a bad ending to a bad pay-per-view.
Yeah, and it's almost like they were trying too hard to top WWF, but at the same time, they didn't want to like stoop to what they thought was their level and like do things they did. So they thought, well, we'll throw a little bit of the Southern style and the Mid-South into the WCW, which is on a pay-per-view now. We're trying to compete with the WWF, but we're not. And it's just, like you said, this is one of the shittiest pay-per-views in the world, dude.
It was. Even the crowd was just like, all right, whatever. I think they were the most responsive for fucking the Blondes also, the Blondes and the Horsemen. The Blondes and
there was one more match that they got into quite a bit. Was not got into, but they popped quite a bit.
What's up, Terzio?
Hey, Terzio. Go down the list one more time of the matches.
Hang on.
Because it wasn't Regal and Eric Watts.
Orndorff and Simmons.
No, it wasn't that one.
Too Cold Scorpio and Bagwell.
That one. The crowd the crowd kind of liked that one a little bit in the beginning.
Well, that's what I like too. I
Yeah.
like the 2 tag matches were the best, I thought.
Yeah, they were the ones that the crowd kind of got behind. That's the one.
Yeah, other than the first 2, the Blondes and the Horsemen and that match, which was a good wrestling match.
Yeah,
Like those, that was a good, 2 scrappy, high flying guys taking on the 2 giant fucking monsters, and they put on a good show for that.
they did, and they worked well together because
They did. They worked very well.
The one guy's bump and the other guy's beat. So it's like it's perfect.
Yeah. So, well, that's Beach Bash 93.
That's Beach Bash 93.
Next week, I guess we're going to have to do Bash at the Beach, Hogan versus Flair. That was 94. As we make our way through all the Bash at the Beaches.
And we lead our way up to Bash at the Beach 2000.
Yep. I don't know if we're going to line up perfectly, but whatever.
I don't think we will, but if we do a couple pay-per-views at a time, we might. But we got time.
Plenty of time. I don't think it's the last episode of the year anyway.
No, it's like third, I think.
Yeah.
Second or third.
So.
But.
What does Terzio say?
Something about Peacock. Terzio, we don't work for NBC.
Going to replay the show Saturday after Sunday? Yeah, it should. I don't know how quickly. Sometimes it might take a while, like an hour or 2 to come back on again. But they always replay the shows after.
Why don't you just watch it, Terzio?
Terzio, you stay home on a Saturday afternoon. You do your wrestling homework.
Just watch it.
Don't go out and live your life like a normal person.
Yeah, don't go to fucking Fraguli's fucking Italian restaurant and get your fucking spaghetti marinade and
be a loser like me and stay home on a Saturday afternoon and watch wrestling. That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, or go to a vegetable farm and go to work like I do.
So, yeah, I'm going to be watching. Speaking of that, thank you for bringing that up, Terzio. We are going to have our preview and prediction show. I think we're doing 2 shows for 2 pay-per-views. Saturday is Clash of Champions. Sunday is AEW. I've always forgot the name of the AEW ones. Is it All In? Is it fucking? I don't know which one it is. Bunker, what's the Sunday?
Night of Champions.
Bunker, if you're in, it's Saturday, and we're going to do it early Saturday morning. And you're more than welcome to join us. I think Eric, you going to be on the farm Saturday morning?
Yeah, most likely.
So Bunker,
probably be you and Dave.
If you want to try to step in Eric's extremely large shoes, you're more than welcome Saturday morning. I'm guessing about 11 a.m. That's what we're going to do the pre-show.
Cool.
And then Sunday we'll find some time to do the AEW pre-show also. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. Those are going to be fun.
They will be. And then are we going to leave the show with that special
yes, we are.
Video? Because I'm dying to see it again. So
yes, we're gonna go with that right now. I'm not gonna play the whole video, and I'll just hit the PCP outro when it's done. So yeah, that's a good show, Eric. Any final comments before we get the hell out of here for this week?
No, this is a great show. I had a blast.
It was fun.
Had a fucking blast. It was awesome.
I'm done. I'm digging watching the old shows. I like watching the old pay-per-views.
Yeah, because you always find other stuff that you missed.
Yeah.
Like,
Bunker, if you're still here, get ready for this because this is good. You're gonna really enjoy what I'm about to play for you.
Pay attention, everybody. This is classic. This is gonna be.
Wait, let me get it all set up again.
This is gonna be branded into your mind.
Because how'd I get fucking lost?
Did you leave breadcrumbs?
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Now we're good to go. Okay. Now we're ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, then we are going to be signing off, but we're going to be leaving you with one of the greatest things you'll ever see in your lifetime. I said I don't have the credit yet to give the person the credit for it, but it's fantastic. And
it's
you're going
wonderful.
Yeah, Eric, any final words? Like you said, anything good? Anything? We're good.
I'm just happy. This was a fucking awesome show, and thank you, everybody. And let's watch the video.
Me too. Like I said, Saturday morning, look for the Just Too Sweet Clash of Champions pre-show, prediction show. Sunday, we will do the AEW one sometime. With that, here is one of the greatest things you'll ever see in your life. And we're going to leave you want to leave our faces on here, or you want to get our faces off?
Get our faces off. Play the whole thing.
Right. So I'll just put the whole thing in. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this. This is phenomenal.
We came over to Grandma's house, 'cause we don't have cable TV. We are silent, unlike the crowd, as our heroes brought to his knees. Why did we ever think he could win? Looks like there will be a new champion. But then Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. A moment in slow motion as time was flying. They said it was impossible. He's 520 pounds. I think we just saw a miracle, like the ones that Mother talks about. He drops the leg, we jump to our feet. 90,000 people count to 3. I can't believe Hulk Hogan beat Andre the Giant. A moment in slow motion as time was flying. And as the song begins to play, we both jump up on the couch. Grandma thinks we've gone insane. We are screaming with the crowd. I do not know this right now, but when I am my father's age, whenever I'm feeling down, I will think about today. And it'll always put a smile on my face. Remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant? A moment in slow motion as time was flying. Remember when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant? A moment in slow motion as time was flying.